Last week, I remember I had one of the most difficult conversations with a woman who was just struggling with profound suffering in her life, and she couldn't understand how God could love her and let her go through it. And I think it was a moment that I understood that every single person, I believe, in this Mass today has experienced something like that. And moments when we feel consolation and joy and peace and we feel God's presence, everything's great. But the moment we experience some type of hardship and trial, we go, God, where are you? It was a moment that I understood that no matter what I told her, it would not bring her relief. Except for her, I told her, I've said this to all of you, we cannot change our view on suffering with the worldly view of suffering. We can't. Because to the world, suffering is awful. Does that make sense? The world hates it. And so if we try to understand with our mind, with our intelligence, there's no way we can understand it. No way. Suffering is bad. Feeling good is good. Right? When you look at the context of the first reading, I wasn't with you this week, but last week, think about how it's built to this Lamentations. Lamentations is Jeremiah. It's attributed to him. He's experiencing sorrow for what's happening to Israel. But that sorrow comes from the fact that it was what they did. They disobeyed time and time again. Every prophet told them, look, turn back to the Lord or else. God is merciful, but God is just. Remember last week, remember what happened with the king and the grandma killing all those children over and over and over. They would not listen to God. Over and over and over. So now Jeremiah, he was a prophet sent to them, and they killed him. They did not listen to him, but they laughed and they mocked, and God did what he did. Why? Because God loves them so much that he cannot allow them to stay in their sin. I want us to understand that. Anytime God is just, or anytime God punishes, or anytime we face these things, the world says it's because God does not love you. But it's that God loves you so much that he cannot allow you to stay the same. And so Jeremiah laments, and it's a cry of sadness, a cry to God to forgive them. It's a cry of mercy, but also this idea that there's nothing that they can do. They are profoundly suffering. And so what I told this woman, I was like, look, in your suffering, it's hard. But we have a choice. We can go to the Lord, or we can run from the Lord. I don't think running works. Either way, we run from the Lord, what happens? The desolation gets worse. We go to the Lord, maybe the desolation is still there, but at least God holds us. The gospel, every single story in the gospel, the three, we won't get into it, but it's this idea that our God, it's Jesus Christ is the answer to the context of Lamentations. The people cry out in suffering and desolation and sadness, and God responds by sending his only Son to save the world. And by one word in the gospel, Jesus Christ heals and helps and encourages and guides. It's the same with us. When we do not understand our child's friends, the temptation is to say, God, this is not right. How could you do this to me? Rather, God, please show me how I can see this suffering with your lens. Jesus, let my life be an offering to you. Jesus, I surrender. Jesus, I bow down. Jesus, I love you. That is counter-cultural and counter-world. It is the lens of Christ.